the 7th of January 2026, 10:30 in the evening. So as you might have noticed, I've had my hair done. Okay, I've had it cut short. So the last time it was done was just after I came back off the cruise, which was in September, but I had it done in October, November time. So yeah, so about 8 weeks ago, something like that. So I've had my hair done, basically a pre-holiday haircut now. So that's another bit of preparation. So of course that's coming up very soon, heading off into Tenerife. And I know there's some bad weather coming as well in the coming days. So it's a good job I'm not flying out yet, because I could face flight delays or even a cancellation of flight because of the airport runway being closed because of the bad weather. So hopefully that should be okay. And I am staying overnight the night before as well at the airport. Well, this is just a little update for another travel blog that I am planning to do in March, because as I've said on other videos, I've got holiday to use. So of course I'm using the first part of my holiday up this month, which is why I've booked Tenerife to go out to Porto de la Cruz, and of course do the Teide by night experience, the stargazing and dinner tour, and also go to the Loro Park Zoo, which you saw on a video yesterday when I showed you the map. Okay, and I did look on my phone and through the app store, and there are no apps available for the Loro Park. Okay, so I've got a paper copy of the map here, which I showed you on a video, and I will get given one when I get to the zoo as well, which will have all the times on of all the shows. But I'm looking at doing another travel blog in March. Okay, so I'm looking at going back to Mallorca, but going to the north of the island. So in other words, Alcudia, Campeca area. Okay, so I've been watching a couple of the Map Masters videos. I've got one on at the moment where him and Alex from Mallorca Under the Sun, they visit Alcudia Old Town. So I will be planning to visit Alcudia, and the old town looks really lovely. The city walls are free to go up the steps and walk the walls. So I've just been watching a bit of a video of that. And the old town looks really nice as well. Hello, nice to see you. Yes, it was fine. I don't really get involved with it, but thank you very much anyway. It was nice to have a few days off work. Hello, Wayne. So yes, another update basically. First of all, I have my hair done, ready for going away. And secondly, I'm planning another blog for March, and I'm looking at going back to Mallorca, where I went in 2024 when I stayed at Calabona and Cala Milor. But Calabona is where I stayed, and then I went and did the Caves of Drac excursion. Well, this time I'm going to go back to Mallorca again, but go to the north of the island, so go to Alcudia perhaps, or Campeca, and visit Alcudia and the old town, which looks amazing. So it's a walled city, a bit like Dubrovnik basically, but the walls are a bit narrower, but you've got some nice fantastic views of the mountains and the sea and everything. So it looks really nice, and I think you can get the local bus from Campeca and Alcudia anyway to visit the old town. So I'm looking at doing that, and it will most likely be a Jet2 holiday this time, because at the moment there is a discount on offer on Jet2, so I will probably go with Jet2. And of course I'll try and go from East Midlands Airport. I was looking at Birmingham Airport as well, but East Midlands is more easier for me to get to, and again I can stay overnight at the hotel where I'm going to be staying for the Tenerife series coming up in the next several days. But yes, Mallorca will be most likely the travel blog that I'll do in March, and I'll probably go for a little bit more than a week. So again, I can finish work and then go straight to the airport, because it's an early morning flight apparently from East Midlands to Mallorca with Jet2. It's about 6:20 in the morning, so I'll probably want to stay in the hotel the night before, so that it gives me a few hours sleep, and also I finish work earlier on a Sunday anyway, so I can just come straight back here, drop my uniform off and go straight to the airport. And I could always go into work a bit earlier so that I can get to the airport and do the twilight drop of the bag. Because usually from about 4 p.m. till 9 with Jet2, you can drop your case off the night before if your flight is before midday. If you go with TUI, I think it's like 3 till 9 or 2 till 9, something like that. But again, they do exactly the same thing. You don't go to a specific desk, you just go to the normal check-in desk with TUI or Jet2, and it usually has night before, day before bag drop or twilight check-in, and you take your passport, your boarding pass, your suitcase, and then it goes off to the plane, and then all you've got to do the next morning is just go into the terminal and go straight through security. So it saves you queuing up at the desk to check your casing, because you will have already done it the night before. And you can check push chairs in and anything as well. So you just make sure that you turn up to the desk, whoever the lead passenger is, with all the boarding passes and passports, and then you just check the cases in, and then the next morning it's done and dusted. You just go through security. It's a lot easier. So I may do that, and Jet2 and TUI offer that service at the airports that they fly from, which of course is East Midlands, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, Bristol, etc. Do you buy anything from the duty free? Very rarely. At the UK one, no. If I go into the duty free at the airport abroad, particularly Spain, I usually do buy a bottle of sangria, or maybe some chocolate or some biscuits to bring home, souvenir from the resort I've been to. But generally in the UK, I don't buy drinks to take with me on the plane. I don't buy cigarettes because I don't smoke. But I don't buy anything in the duty free in the UK airports, unless it's a bottle of water. But I generally get that from like a Boots or Superdrug store in the airport. But duty free at the airport abroad, I will do. Like when I go to Spain, I'll buy sangria, as I've said, or perhaps a bottle of wine or something, or some chocolate to bring home for people back home. But again, I don't buy cigarettes or anything like that because I don't smoke. So, but very good question, and thank you so much. Rolexes, yes, I know they are quite expensive, but again, I don't buy stuff like that at airports now. But thank you for your question. But yes, so that's the plan for March anyway. So there will be a new series coming up in March. I haven't yet booked it. Okay, I haven't booked the holiday over to Mallorca at the moment, but it will be booked because I am planning to go over there. And there's also, and if you are into Only Fools and Horses, by the way, Del and Rodney, if you go to Camp Pickerfoot, there's a bar there called Trotter's Bar, and it's owned by a guy called Mo Momum or somebody like that. I think that's the name of the guy anyway. And outside the bar, he's actually got the Reliant Robin that's got Trotter's Independent Traders on it, and on the roof of the bar, it's also got it in there on top of there. And when you go into the bar, because I've watched the video on YouTube, if you go into the bar, there's lots of Only Fools and Horses pictures and memorabilia around the bar. Okay, so I think the guy that owns it is a big fan, which is why he's called it Trotter's Bar. It's at Camp Pickerfoot on the main road, which is the bus route from Alcudia. So I'm looking at going to Camp Pickerfoot and go and visit this bar. But if I stay in Alcudia, again, I'll get the bus down to Camp Pickerfoot and go and visit the bar. So either way, I'll end up in there anyway. It's a British-run bar in Camp Pickerfoot. It's called Trotter's Bar. I don't think they've got a Facebook page. They may have. I'll put the link in the description under the video anyway. But there is a YouTube video that somebody has done, not the McMaster, where they visited this bar. And again, I'll put that in as well underneath the video and the description. But that's basically the update for the March series, that Mallorca will most likely be happening. And I'm going to go and visit the north of the island and see if I can do any excursions in that area as well. So again, that's another series because I've got some more holiday off work. Dubrovnik will probably happen in around May or June time. But of course, the first travel blog coming up is this month, which will be over to Tenerife. So I'm really looking forward to going. So I'll be doing loads of videos, particularly of the Teide by night excursion, because I'll see Teide in the daytime first, and then we go for dinner, and then we do the stargazing tour, plus watch the sunset as well. And it's well worth the money because you get your drinks and your food included in that as well, because you're out for 9 hours. And they recommend you take lots of clothing to wrap up, and of course a coat if you need one. They provide that as well, but you can take your own. And then of course I will go and visit the Loro Park Zoo, one of 2 in the world that has orcas, or killer whales as they're known. So if you've seen the movie Free Willy, which was released in the 90s, then that gives you an idea of what I'm going to be seeing at this Loro Park. But it looks amazing, so I'm really looking forward to going. So I'm going to put all the links in the description of this video. And of course, please support Liv and her Clean Slate page as well. I'll put her link in as well, so we'll help her cleaning company do well, and it is doing well at the moment. So, but please support her as well. So I thought I'd share this update with you. So stay safe, especially with the bad weather that's coming across the UK. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.